You never, it does a disservice to the work that you've done, and I know that you have a big over here. It will help us in understanding better just where we are, because I think there's agreement here that we all want to be compliant and even going beyond what we should be with respect to these issues. So if you can do that, that would be very helpful.
We actually do a monthly report.
Oh, I know it, my request, but my point is, the director's right. You go through just go through it, and I'll show you where.
Well, I understand.
You have these bullets that are just so broad and general, it's like, it feels perfunctory and pro forma, and we want to know exactly how we've met it, and what it means, and then go to the second one, exactly how we met it, and what it means. And I know it's in the report, because, I do know that, but providing it here, at least, a summary of that would be helpful. Okay. Yes, Director Lynn?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, there's no doubt that I have a duty as well to read that, and I am going to keep an eye on it. But I'm also troubled, even when you start reading it, on some of the corrections that are going to be made. I mean, so you're going to do this inventory of the languages at MTA. Why not just adopt the same ones that LA Unified has? I mean, why are you regurgitating information that's already there? It's like making more, huh? Yes, I mean, it's done all over LA County. And it just seems as though you could get that December deadline moved up to maybe as soon as April if you just did some really basic utilization of data that's already there.
Well, in fact, Metro already does a lot of work in other languages. The problem was that the FTA has put out very specific guidance that requires transit agencies to go through what they call a four-factor analysis. And every transit agency must do that. We did it a couple of years ago. They found that it wasn't adequate, and so we have to redo it. And it requires us to do it.
Just so, because I want to get back and forth. So what you're saying is, we couldn't just adopt the LA Unified, LA County, LA Cities. We have to go through a four-factor analysis, and we did it once. We didn't do it right. We've got to go through it, and is there a way? I mean, because I think the director's hit something. Is there a way to accelerate the review, this four-factor analysis, so that we're not waiting until, I think you said, December of 2012 or the first quarter of 2013?
Well, there really isn't, because the four-factor analysis, we have to look at specifically which language groups are routing our vehicles, are using our vehicles, what language problems they have in using them. And then the fourth factor is, what can we afford to do? What's appropriate for us? So as I said, we already have a lot of different languages, but we don't have that kind of analysis, and we need to go and talk to those groups.
Okay, any other questions?
Well, again, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Ms. Molina.
I mean, I don't know what he is doing in the language area here, but when you look at the content of this, with all due respect to the four metro factors, and when you start looking at the inventory and so on, translate metro civil rights complaint in multiple languages. Train current and new staff. Include LAP training and staff orientation. Formulation of specific policies for transit court and public comment at board meetings. These are not hard tasks. Determination if a particular non-vital document needs to be translated and in what languages. It's an inventory list, and I don't mean to be disrespectful. It's a make work. It seems as though somebody should get to work on it right now. There's a whole division and department that should be doing this, besides customer service, okay? And I just think they're so basic.
Okay.
Factor one, the inventory has been completed and sent to the FTA for their approval. A lot of the things that you mentioned, that you were quoting, are actually we're doing already, because we can anticipate that at the end of the day, those are things that we're going to have to do. Transit Court is doing things in other languages. We've already translated our Title VI complaint procedures are already done. Every new signage project, I'm pushing to have pictograms used so we don't have to translate into multiple languages. So we're doing things. We're not waiting until.
It was but your point is not an obtuse one. If you said that in your presentation, we would know that. And I know you have identified that in your longer report, but for something like this, ask you beginning next month that you specifically identify these areas for us. Any other questions? Hearing none, this is a receive and file matter, and it will be received and filed with the comments that have been raised so that the next report is more comprehensive. Item 37.